G'day and welcome to my Day 11 summary. I was glad I stayed last night at Makoura Lodge, as I felt well rested and took a leisurely start at 7:30. 24 kilometres down the road at Totara Reserve, it felt very damp for camping, which is no surprise as the reserve itself is surrounded on three sides by the Pohangina River. Coming down some of the faster gravel roads this morning, my bike was feeling a bit skittery and loose in the corners. Then I realised I should have let some air out of my tyres, as I'd had them pumped quite firm for the previous few days of sealed roads. It's about 50 kilometres to Ashurst from Makoura Lodge, so at Totara Reserve I took my photo control shot and got on my way. With 50 kilometres ridden, Ashurst was a good place to stop for what was becoming a daily ritual of having a full breakfast at a cafe. On the way out of town, I had a minor navigation issue, and it cost me a little bit of time. But to be honest, it was mostly just the frustration with myself that bothered me. Another 20 kilometres on, and I was in Palmerston North, which is a town I've stayed in many times before for archery tournaments. But I'd never ridden along the Manawhatu River cycleway, which I actually really enjoyed riding. The TA route and the cycle pathway skirt right around the town, avoiding all the main roads, except for a short section of State Highway 3 on the way in. Leaving Palmy, there's a mean little 12% hill, then a much steadier climb over to Pahiatua. The ride over the top was really hot for me. I got drenched in sweat. So make sure you've got plenty of water on board before you leave Palmerston North. Since the closure of the Manawhatu Gorge, the route over to Pahiatua has become quite busy with traffic, so take extra care on this section. Thankfully, the TA route on to Eketãhuna and then Masterton stays off all the major roads like State Highway 2. On the way into Masterton, I caught up with Ken on his unicycle. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I recommend looking him up. He's a true inspiration. I was glad to reach Masterton. It was almost dusk by the time I'd found a place to stay. And although I was feeling pretty tired, I was also pretty chuffed with myself. I'd just set a new personal best of 182 kilometres ridden in one day, which also included about 60 kilometres of gravel roads, but thankfully today was more downhill than up. I was also a bit excited, as today's big effort had set me up for getting into Wellington tomorrow, which is my hometown, plus a good mate Wayne is going to be joining me for some of the ride into town. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hey, I'd really love to hear from you. Whether it's good or bad, consider leaving a comment down below. Give me a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you on the road for day 12 tomorrow. Ciao.